You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show.
Welcome to Movie Baiters with the Farx brothers. I'm Kyle.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Leanna.
I'm Nick.
You are Mrs. Farx.
Sure.
No, for the context of the show, you're always Mrs. Farx. You know?
Toby. Kunta Kinte. Roots. Come on.
Did you say Kunta Kinte?
Roots, where LeVar Burton is awful, but like the master like makes him like, your name's Toby, and it's like, no, I'm Kunta Kinte.
I remember that famous scene from Roots. Think of it often.
We should do.
I haven't actually seen it.
That's the next movie. There's a whole Roots franchise. There's like a whole Roots extended universe.
Wasn't the initial like thing over multiple nights and
Miniseries, yeah.
Yeah, and
then
was
they
like
did like another miniseries,
Yeah.
like Roots the Revenge, or I don't know.
I don't think it's called Roots the Revenge. Although that's why I like the Nat Turner, slave uprising where they killed like 200 people, including babies in the crib. And it's like, just because they killed a baby in the crib doesn't mean slavery was okay, and to some degree you understand why they did that,
Well, this is not spoilers of the invite. Where should we begin?
Yeah.
That's a little too unhinged for me.
These babies,
Really?
These babies are going to be assholes anyway.
Wow.
Wait, what babies are going to be assholes?
The babies were going to be assholes anyway.
What? From Roots?
Whoever.
The
Nat
slave
Turner.
babies, or
Yeah.
actually, they weren't slave. They were slave owners' babies.
That's what I thought, right?
So they would have been the descendants of slave owners. So they would have been assholes.
Yeah, fuck them.
It's interesting that you only see 4 people in this movie, but they refer to children.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I'm like, where's the?
Oh, Maggie, their kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking as a married person with children, man, like there is just I knew that I was seeing them unburdened to some degree. Like, my kids aren't old enough.
Not having the kid at home? Yeah.
Yeah, and then fighting in the way that they did.
But also don't forget about the band kids at the beginning. Because it wasn't
there were
actually the
kids
4
there,
people. There were cast some band kids.
You got
So
me.
Bad for those
yeah.
kids.
You're winning the non-spoiler bait already. I want to push back on how Nick saw the movie because he watched.
Why?
It.
Oh.
He watched it digitally, and
But I bought a ticket.
I know you did. I'm so strongly against this. Like, I think it. I said it in our chat, and I want to say it again here. It was a great experience to, Mrs. Farx and I didn't have to be at work, and the children were at school, so we could go to the movies. And Kirk, who didn't work that day, we don't have to tell you when this happened. It doesn't matter. The point was we could all go to the movies, and seeing a movie where, they tell you that this couple's dinner is going to go in some wild places. Seeing it in public, first of all, hearing other people laugh at stuff, and then what I laughed at versus other people, that is, to me, what made that experience. I don't know.
Well, the camera recording picked up plenty of audience laughter on the bootleg, so I heard. Yeah, I get to hear that. I get to
Were
hear
you
the laughter.
laughing at the time?
I got to
Still
hear
laughing?
a little top of someone's head just right at the bottom of the frame, so it was like the full experience.
But you
except I
don't
didn't.
get to understand if they were like, if that's a weird person or not, because you didn't have the experience of seeing them walking in or walking out or sitting down or.
I don't usually anyway.
Yeah, but there's just something else to like being in the same room as strangers and hearing people talk about a variety of topics that Did you see anything in this movie? I can't remember if there was any nudity. This would be.
It's partial nudity.
There's partial nudity, but I don't even think you. So like, there isn't any violence. It's just topics that it's adult topics. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I walked in when it was dark, and I knew there was a man sitting on Kyle's right side. I was on his left, and I didn't know until the end of the movie that it was Kirk. I just thought it was like a random guy. I'm like, why is he sitting so close to us? And I'm like,
Oh, I think it's heard me. I was like, so goddamn dark. That's why I turned on my light so I could see where I was gonna sit.
Oh yeah, it was very dark. Yeah.
It was dark. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty dark in there.
Oh yeah, because you guys came in right as the credits started.
I missed like the opening, there was like a flashback almost, like they're playing piano, right, in the very beginning.
Yeah, they're
I
playing
missed
piano in the opening credit part, and I made it right in as it was going, and I was very pleased.
Nice.
So, so you have that on these two at least.
Yeah, I mean that was a very, very short part. That was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think it affects the overall thing. Kirk, you have a great topic in the rundown that I want to hit on immediately, which is the Oscar Wilde quote, and I'm going to now read it aloud and see how Mrs. Farx, if she recalls it. One should always be in love. That is the reason one should never marry. Oscar Wilde. Would you agree? Why or why not? Do you want to go first as lady, or do you want to think about your answer?
No, I don't think it matters, because you can say, oh, you shouldn't get married because then, you're with the same person and that can get old. But you could be with the same person forever and never be married, and the same thing would still apply. Yeah. Or even if you date lots of different people. I don't know. I don't agree with that statement nor sentiment. I don't think it's
Suck
accurate.
it, Oscar Wilde. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Kirk?
Well, I'm a single guy, never married, so I don't know. Can I answer this question?
No. Do you believe that love will decline once you find the love of your life?
Here's the tricky part. I don't know if it's nuanced, but it's like, yes, love can decline, but I think it's up to the couple to make sure it doesn't. Like, you have to work at it all the time. You have to make sure you fall in love with each other again and again, so that, you don't regret marrying the other person. Is that a little too...
I love it.
Cheesy?
No, I love it. That's
Hopeless
great.
Romantic?
That's great.
Nick?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what I took away from it.
Here you go, ditto on that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, oh, okay. That's,
Ditto.
Yeah.
I'm excited to debate the ending in the spoiler section, because I think there's a strong debate over what happens next without spoiling that. So I'm putting that all in your heads now. I don't know what is, like, I would quibble with, what do you think he thinks love is?
Who?
Oscar Wilde.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know anything about it. I mean, I don't know anything about
You read
him.
Oscar Wilde in high school?
No.
I can't name one of the books he wrote, and I hope anyone listening to this just Googles it. And was he a playwright?
probably.
I
Probably wrote a lot of boring shit.
Nice. Nick read.
I think Oscar Wilde and Thornton Wilder, I get confused. So there's that. Well, what is? Let's give Nick a chance to be loquacious and elucidate a subject. What is love to you?
It's two big words.
I don't know.
You couldn't define love if asked. What is
Has
love?
nothing to
It's
do with
really
the
hard to
movie.
define.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Whoa, wait, that has nothing to do with the movie? You don't think there's any love in this movie?
Well, no, my opinion has nothing to do, has no bearing on the movie.
Well, yeah, it does, because I think if you, to a certain degree, if you're cynical about love, you're going to have a different relationship to watching this movie than you would as, like, I think Mrs. Farx and I have a lovely, healthy marriage. I think other people could be struggling, and this could be, like, could set off a series of topics or discussions that, might not result in a relationship continuing. Do you think that that's a reasonable? And, like, I just because a relationship continues or doesn't, I could see that specifically not wholly being all the way tied to love. Like, you could love someone and realize we're not right to be in a relationship together, and that could be a form of love. Would we all agree? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that applies to this movie. Yes.
Yeah, because I can't.
Well, you can, because it's people struggling with their relationships. That's the premise of the movie.
Well, and there's something that gets said later on that's kind of splitting the two down the middle, like separating, the relationship. And maybe if I say it out of context, that's not really a spoiler. Maybe like the relationship ends, but a new relationship can begin.
Because people change.
And I think the reasons for why it's possible or why it would happen are left open, but that could be.
Okay. I think we did a really good job on that topic, Kirk, and I want to just say thank you. Called ahead to Sadie's mom to see if she were single. no men or weapons in the home.
Yeah, wasn't that weird for you guys? That was kind of weird.
3 guys, 1 woman. How do we feel about this? Would we? I'll ask the obvious thing. How did you feel towards that, honey? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I mean, our kids aren't there yet, and we just had sleepovers like wherever, whenever. When I was growing up, there was never like a big deal or background checks or like it was also a Catholic school, so maybe that makes it worse or better. I don't know.
And you were a little bit rural. You were
And
exurban,
we were rural.
not suburban.
We were definitely rural. But what I've heard from like your sister is now it's like kids barely do sleepovers or just with like really good friends. So there is a different dynamic of, you don't want something to happen when they're at a friend's house. So that seems par for the course.
Although at the same time, we've had, well, I guess we can. She's been on the show before. We've had McKenna's friends sleep over at our house because they were with my sister, and so it's like, oh, I've had a girl I'd never met before sleeping in my guest bedroom. It was like, okay, well, whatever. I would be weirded out if it were my daughter with somebody a man I didn't know. Like, I would want to. I got it. Like, I was a little bit more. I think I got it a little more than it feels like you were. Feeling in that direction. I don't know. How do you
like
feel?
being protective of who your kid's staying with? Yeah.
Yeah, like I get uncomfortable with every one of their teachers, every one of their I have like a little bit of like, if I have to fight you, will I? No. I see you have a question or a thought.
No, well, more of a thought. Like, it just seemed like in line with the way they were painting Olivia Wilde's character. I don't even remember the name.
How do you mean? Like, is she a specific type of person?
She's the type who says go and redo your entrance after coming home from work.
Reset?
Oh, yeah.
Redo it or
She's
react it out.
Very anxious. We know she's very anxious by her body language, by what she says, how she acts. Yeah, so she's like a very anxious kind of personality. So yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. And, I mean, it contributed to, like, if I were a parent, I would probably relate to that more. But I feel like in this context, it was kind of just one stroke in the drawing of her character that is kind of hinting at the same aspect of her character that is like the anxiety and the sort of my one criticism of like the stuff in the beginning was just like it seemed a little too over the top. Like go back out in the hallway and come back in again seems like, I don't know, did anyone really do that?
Like, I'm sure some people would do that.
It was so funny. I loved it.
It was funny. Like, it was funny, but like I was judging it more. Like, I didn't.
I have
See, if I watch it
again,
again,
that again to my wife.
if I watch it again, I'll be expecting it, and if I know a movie's what level it's operating on in terms of like how detached from reality it is, I can be prepared for it.
I interpreted that like it was him going through like. He didn't have to do that. He was doing that to be apologetic because he knows he was being shitty to her. Is how I interpreted that. And
but he doubles down though.
What?
He doubles down when he comes back in.
Well, he tries to. He's still being honest about his emotions, and that's kind of the thing is they need to go be honest about their emotions. I would argue, and maybe they need to go a level deeper. And maybe that's. I'm not like here to talk about whether or not people should do therapy because I have no fucking idea and don't care.
Well, everybody should do therapy.
I think that mental health can definitely play a factor in lots of different facets of life, obviously. But like they maybe need help going a level deeper.
Yes, because all we really see them do is argue and like bicker.
Yeah.
And they don't say nice things to each other, and they don't have like meaningful conversations. They just kind of criticize each other, which they kind of address later in the movie as well. And this is all in just the beginning, kind of opening scene.
Damn, the show's better when women are on because they say things that I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Emotions, how people feel.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. A huge part of a relationship and marriage, absolutely.
I think could feel those things and would act those things, but like because Seth Rogen. Well, the other thing to me was like, dude, he way outkicked his coverage. Like if a guy like if Seth Rogen was with Olivia Wilde, he's either famous, rich, or has a huge bank account,
Or dick.
Yeah, what do you think? It's movie theaters, what would you say that?
It was a wild casting though, if you think about it. Like the two
Yeah.
couples, whichever way you want to put it.
Yeah, I
is
wouldn't
very
put
strange.
Edward Norton with
Salma Hayek?
No, Penelope Cruz. You're
Penelope
racist.
Fuck me. Yeah.
Yeah, whoa. Salma
I'm
Hayek.
bad at names. It's not. They're in a
No,
category.
you're
of
not. You're
age
great at
of-
names.
I'm great at recalling names when I have a. I did it before with.
LeVar Burton.
No, I'm looking at the actress right now because she's in that movie. I got Regina King mixed up with Regina Hall, and I felt terrible. So I'm sorry to Salma Hayek and Penelope Cruz. Obviously, I recognized Penelope Cruz from The Bride earlier this year, and Salma Hayek from Desperado. You haven't seen The Bride yet? Damn it! No. Nick loved it.
Love it. I just didn't. It
We all
was
had-
fine.
you had
I'll never
like a-
watch it again.
You had like a 6-7 time at that movie, and
6, 7.
yeah, out of 10, and it was just fun because we were all there going, "Why is this sometimes in IMAX?"
Oh,
I love, and Penelope Cruz was really good in it.
Yeah.
Like the movie should have been from just Penelope Cruz's
From
character,
detective side,
and like
yeah.
a detective movie. Yeah, we all agree on that. Anyways, why would no? Like he was a firefighter. As soon as they said that, I was like, hell yeah, that guy is sinewy. He's staying fit in his 50s. Like those guys can slam,
Yeah.
firefighters.
They really ran with the fireman versus firefighter. Like
Yeah,
they really
that
like
was a
put
good
that
movie, yeah.
inserted that as often as they could. So there's that.
Was he saying that because he wanted to be thought of as a fighter, or was it because he wanted to be gender neutral? It was unclear to me.
No, I don't think it's gender neutral.
Firefighter?
It occurred to
No,
me that
I
maybe
don't-
it was supposed to. I don't know though.
Like
was.
initially to
No.
me, I thought he was being like woke, and so I don't know if I'm allowed to say woke anymore. Like I thought he was being woke because it's like New York, and like no, I'm a fire person, but a
San
firefighter.
Francisco.
What?
Yeah,
San
that was San
Francisco.
Francisco.
Me, I get the coasts confused. You think
And
we're all
people's
flyover
names.
states? Fuck you.
Those coasts are very different
They are
in every way.
and I've been to both places. That's what really makes it
Wow,
terrible.
way to pay attention to detail.
And
Wow.
I've had like people leaders from and in
People
both
leaders.
places too. And that's why I've had to travel to New York. And
You had
to-
what?
Yeah, people
like
leaders?
Bosses.
because
People leaders.
the character Kyle Farx has a W-2 job. The character Kyle Farx.
What?
And that character, well, because yeah, that character, me, has worked for people who lived in those places while being my boss. I didn't like go into an office and see them every day, because it was technology and pre-COVID.
Yeah. No, but you said something I didn't understand.
People leader.
People
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I say that often
people eater. People eater or people leader?
leader because saying boss is considered. I don't know,
Oh.
like I'd say it to my boss's
my
face.
God,
Like you don't say
really?
cop, you say LEO. What?
Isn't that kind of woke?
Say boss?
Can't say boss anymore. Is that homeless on the house? Like, what are we doing?
Well, I don't think people say boss.
Uh-huh.
Like I will say
Uh-huh.
boss to my bosses, and the ones I like. If I'm calling you boss, it's usually like to riz you a little bit, especially if you're not-
Derogatory?
What?
Was it meant in a derogatory way?
I don't know how and when you're supposed to say boss. I assume none of you have ever talked to your bosses like this.
I never walk up and
No.
say, "Hey, boss."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say their
What else is
name.
on the agenda or on the notes? We talk about bosses for 20 minutes.
Moving along, all
okay.
right.
Maybe we shouldn't have as many women on the show.
Wow.
Sorry, all of women. Doing a reset, as heard from a podcast, knowing
yeah.
their rocky marriage, would that have happened? We kind of talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Is the like him going out the door and
That's
coming back
an
in?
example, but don't they talk about the concept of a reset later on? Like, isn't that in the first
No.
10 minutes because it's the concept that may apply to like where things end up and where they may go after the story we see? That's my argument for the reset as being like critical to the story from like a narrative point of view and like to its themes of, hey, maybe sometimes you don't need to break relationships, you just need to like
Like an
reset.
actual reset in their relationship, you mean?
Yeah, you just need to reset some priorities. Like reset sounds like you thinking of like a computer, like, oh, I've got to shut down, but it could be like, oh, we just need to take time to do this. Like you hear about with other people's marriages. I've heard like, oh, we need to plan to do date night, But I'll happily say this because I hope it encourages other people's in-laws and parents to do this. my in-laws and parents, you know, the Farxes and my in-law, the Farx in-laws, that they understand, hey, we've got to take our grandkids and want to see them, so that Mr. and Mrs. Farx get out, and you know, that's an example of resets. And I don't know. I think it's good to talk about that with people. And if you can do it, that's good. What's with home renovations and rugs? Is it a metaphor for their broken
Did
marriage?
you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Like, why is there so much renovations? Because, is there a spoiler to say that what she does? That she's a stay-at-home mom?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think you do learn that, and I thought that was interesting. And the subject of class is danced around. It's addressed, but it's not like dealt with, I would argue.
They really did dive into like rugs for a little bit, and then like never came back to rugs. So
Yeah, then that would come back up.
On one hand, I think it was like to give her and Hawk something to bond over,
Yeah.
but also I guess you could see. I'm not gonna like say for sure this is what they intended, but like you could, especially with the tile, like you're renovating without changing. Like maybe you're just doing maybe it's a metaphor for like superficial changes. You're only recoding
The surface.
I like that.
something like, and you're not getting to like kind of. I think the whole go out the door and come back in is kind of one of those theatrical, like kind of honestly kind of bullshitty things. Like doesn't really solve anything. Like if you have an issue, like him going outside the door and then coming back in and pretending to that his back doesn't hurt or whatever he was supposed to pretend, that doesn't fix anything. So it's kind of the same as the tile, putting tile over the whatever, and just
It doesn't. But like in theory, if you kind of like reset, then maybe the conversation goes better the second time. And I'm interested in trying it.
We do that. And there are frequently times where I go, take two.
Where one of us like walks out the door. No,
No, I mean,
not to that extent.
That would be dramatic.
Like when you stumble over your words, you do the take two, and that's way different than like a reset with someone else.
See, that was a good bait, because I brought a point and then you slapped it down and was like, no, you're right. And you're right, that isn't
Well,
that is different.
it's just truth that they're different things.
I get, but also, like, we don't maybe reset as much because we're not in that.
There's no time to reset.
Yeah. What else did you relate to from these characters? This is therapy. We're doing it right now with the Farx, but I'm kidding, though. I'm not.
That's why there's a timer going, because
Yeah.
Kirk's charging $300 a fucking hour for this.
You didn't go to doctor school not to do that, okay?
Doctor school, yeah.
I guess there's a couple things I don't know if I should save for spoilers.
If it's a plot point that happens after what you think is the middle of the movie, that's the rule of.
Okay, then I'll wait on that one.
I'll try to brush through these.
Well, hold on.
What
Do you
else do you
think
have?
she's doing a lot more? Maybe it's her sort of way of saying we should work on our marriage by fixing the house so much, or is she just?
It's like Band-Aids, maybe.
Yeah, is she just maybe finding other ways to not fix the marriage at all? Is that why she's always fixing the house?
Probably bored.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
gives her
she has to
something to
stay
do.
home.
Is kind of how I saw it, and it's funny that the very competent and capable and who made a movie I liked. She's now made 2 movies that when I saw them, I feel like I really, really liked them. And out of 3 movies, that's pretty good, Olivia Wilde.
Which was
What's
the
the
one
other
you,
two?
where was the other one that you liked? Booksmart?
Booksmart, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Although I rewatched it recently and didn't have as like a strong of a feeling for it, but I've been hearing good things about this, so I wanted to. I get it. That one's a little more episodic, whereas this is like a play and it has such a clear thing driving it through that I just want to know: are they going to X? Are they going to Y? You know, and.
Yeah.
The next
You move
thing.
on.
How soon did anyone know about the twist? I guess.
What are we even defining as the
Spoilers.
twist? Like they're swingers?
Yeah.
That's kind of okay. So I think it's cool to say at 25 minutes in that this couple's dinner turns into people talking about polyamory because they mention it. It's implied in the trailer, but I would say that what we're saving for spoilers is where does that topic even lead to, and that's a much more interesting thing than. So when did I guess I knew about that when I saw the trailer and was still surprised and enjoyed the how I experienced this, not knowing.
I kind of got a feeling when I saw Edward Norton and Penelope Cruz walk through the door.
You were
I
like,
didn't, yeah, like
they
those
have
things
sex
swingers,
energy.
yeah. They have
They
sex
seem
with other
horny.
people. Yeah.
What about them seemed horny to you, dear brother?
Well, because they don't seem like they would belong together. They wouldn't regularly date. They're not everyday people who would. She's way out of his league. The same thing of Seth
And then,
Rogen
like,
and Olivia Wilde.
And the
come on.
conversation they had about them as well earlier, or prior to them coming over.
I like, I'm not usually going like guys are hot, and I don't like, I'm not attracted to Edward Norton, but I like, because he is like this impressive actor. I go like, how could you not think this guy could just act like the guy that should be with Penelope Cruz? And like, when you find more about his character, like, also firefighters get laid. Okay, but still, firefighters get laid, and I think there's problems with racism in firehouses. I've heard from people trying to be firefighters at the gym, but other firefighters, goddamn, they get laid from what I've seen.
What we've seen.
Well, like, I'm thinking of one guy at the gym who's like
or?
in his like late 50s, and like there were ladies at the YWCA. I'll give it. It was older ladies, like age appropriate women to him. But he had like a ponytail and everything, and he was, I don't know, maybe he shaved that when he got in the firefighter. Anyways, the point is, firefighters get laid. Fuck you guys for not caring. Do you have an opinion on firefighters and if they get laid?
I'd have to follow one and just like
I'm mostly
monitor,
Calendar.
surveil them.
I watched every episode of Rescue Me, and I was a big Dennis Leary fan when I was like a teen in my early 20s. So that's mostly what's influencing this. Edward Norton looks off in this movie.
Yeah, his
Like,
eyes.
weird.
His
I
eyes
mean,
are something
it's
like really dark
something
or
off
something.
with it. Yeah.
He did look off. I
He
thought
looked
that
kinda
Did
too.
they give
weird.
him contacts, maybe?
No, it was like he looked a little puffy too. So
That's
didn't-
I saw your note about that, so I was kind of keeping an eye on like what looks. I just thought, yeah, maybe he's had a little bit of Botox
little
or something.
something.
Botox,
something.
something,
Not much, but just enough to like.
There was just something like a little off. I thought that too.
Yeah.
I was like trying to figure it out. Like,
I don't know what it was, but
yeah.
Oh, I see from the notes you put, I'm going to miss her when Olivia Wilde's character says that. She's talking about when she graduates.
6 years from now, yeah.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Is it, or is
Yeah.
she applying divorce though?
No, the joke is that she's awkward.
No.
And that she's like, because she's home. I can say this
I don't
because
know.
I've been home by myself for a while at a time. You get weird and then double down on weird things when you're not around enough people regularly.
Yeah, but I think that it makes it less of a joke when you know how rocky their relationship is, and they're both kind of pivoting towards divorce. So it kind of makes sense that maybe she doesn't want to be in Maggie's life that much. That's why she said, "I'm gonna miss her."
I'm really excited to get into spoilers. So should we just
Oh yeah,
bounce
we'll
over?
just hop into it.
Does
Yeah.
anyone want? Okay.
Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN.